This is Dr. Jim81Jim here to tell you about the health concerns of this sick disease that seems to be everywhere on the goddamn internet. The Pretender Syndrome. What an interesting little name it is. It's kind of a long story, but I'm going to sum it up really quick. I was a member at a game. I'm not going to name the game, but I was a member there. People there were complete assholes, man. I fucking loved it. We were cunts. We were assholes to anybody who'd show up. You would come and we would tell you what a big we would call you horrible people, man, and it was fucking great. I loved it. I loved that hatred. I loved the attitude of the people there. I loved just everything about it. It was a fucking great place. And for months this went on. New people would come in, we'd treat them like shit. But it wasn't necessarily that we're being dicks to be dicks. Well, we were. But there's another purpose to it. We were poking these people. That's how, that was how you got in. We poked you. Are you worthy to be a member here? And then one day this member showed up from out of the blue, and everything went to hell. Some guy came and he made an intro thread, and just like usual, I went in there, I read it, and, say, wow, I disagree with this, or, you could have done this better. A nice little nudge, a nice little poke, to see how he'd react, just like we'd done to every single person who'd come there before. When I showed up, I was called a and flamed to hell and back. But I dealt with it, and that's how I became a member. I mean, it was, it's a ritual. That was the attitude. That was the custom there. But this new member who I'm going to call the Crying Red anyway, Crying Red who's been there for 3 days shows up and tells me I'm a naughty boy. I'm a horrible person for using such racist comments, and I should be punished. I should be spanked by the internet stick, by the internet police for being such a bad person.
In every game you can find bigots, flamers, and toxic people that are going to spam billions of censored words into the chat instead of playing. There's nothing that can be done. Only use the mute button or disable chat globally. They're being toxic all the time and there's no punishment for doing that. Yeah, every video game has hate speech, but most games have a report for toxicity already. Don't you want to have a friendly community? Or is it that you're actively encouraging a bad platform for toxicity within your game? They're being toxic all the time and there's no punishment for doing that. They're being toxic all the time and there's no punishment for doing that.
And you've been reported to the cyber police and the state police. So you better write one more thing or screw with my computer again, you'll be arrested. End of conversation.
And what the hell happened? Well, 2 of the regular members showed up and actually sided with this person. So I figured, okay, I could throw a tantrum, I could freak out, or I could just leave. So I chose to leave, Well, I happened to stumble onto this game again. And it is just in tatters. You see, before I left, I had left a message basically saying, if you let this person dictate the terms of how regular members behave, this place is going to go to fucking hell. It is going to become a repository of white knights, emos, and it is going to fuck the whole place up. And sure enough, when I show back up, half the regular members are gone. It's not the same place anymore. So I signed up for a new account, and lo and behold, the people who had stuck around agreed with me. They're like, yeah, this person fucked this place up. They ruined this place. They ruined what it was about. Well, how did they ruin it? Right? I mean, how did they get in there to ruin it? That's what brings us to the subject matter of the video. The Pretender Syndrome. We've seen these people everywhere. They are everywhere on the internet. They're a fucking plague. Pretender Syndrome exists everywhere, like I said. You'll see it on 4chan. It'll be a new come in and he won't understand what sauce means. There'll be a picture and somebody will, say sauce, What's the source of this picture? This dipshit won't know what that means, but he'll regurgitate that word everywhere he goes. He'll use pedo bear, he'll use memes, he'll dance the dance, and he'll talk the talk, he'll lurk ad, and he'll read all the articles he can, and he'll build up this base of knowledge, and he'll act like he knows what the fuck he's doing. But the truth is he doesn't. He's never been there. He was there once. He just wants to seem like he knows what he's doing. That's what these people do. They come to a forum, they come to a website, come to a game, and they pretend. They pretend they know the in-jokes. They pretend they know the memes. They pretend that they understand the culture. But they don't. What they're seeking to do is use this knowledge like leverage, a bully pulpit. They think that if they can impress upon you, if they understand the subculture of whatever they're trying to emulate, that they have some kind of authority behind what they say. But they don't. What they do is they show up. They make an impact. They post and they talk and they talk and they talk and they talk. They'll accumulate thousands, 2,000, 3,000 posts in a month. They will regurgitate everything they've heard on any other site. They will use that as leverage to divide a community. They pretend. to understand what is going on. They pretend to grasp the culture. But it's only superficial. It's only on the surface. You can break it. You can completely cut right through it. If you ask them something of detail, they won't be able to answer it. Something of detail. Just something that they wouldn't know. It could be as simple as them saying they've been a regular on B forever, but then they use a capital letter when they're talking about it. It could be somebody who doesn't get the fact when you mention magazines that you're referring to something awful. But they don't get it. They don't understand what that, how that relates. Because they don't understand the fucking joke. They don't get where it comes from. They are merely pretending. They are regurgitating what they've heard and what they've read, and they try to use that as leverage. So this is still there. They're still there. Hated by everybody. And, they came in, and the first thing they did was they tried what they've seen on every other game. They start to mimic the behavior of the people who are left. Right? They don't have a personality of their own. That's always a problem with somebody who has the pretender syndrome. They aren't an actual person. They don't have defined characteristics about themselves. They don't have a personality or likes or dislikes. They will mimic what they see. They will pick the more popular or the more noticeable members of a group or a forum, a website, whatever, and they will mimic them because they think by emulating those people that they somehow now have the authority those people do. What they don't understand is it's first come, first serve. These people don't understand that. They think that they can cut to the front of the line, basically, by, doing this, by regurgitating this stuff. And it's horrible. They're everywhere, I swear to God. You cannot go somewhere and not see somebody try to throw some 4chan reference out or talk about something they don't fucking know. But they will stick to it. They will stick to it so hard because they want you to believe that lie. They want you to believe the hype, the bullshit, the drama. They repeat it and they regurgitate it and they mimic it, and it's fucking sickening. Because the community sees it as a dedication or a devotion or as you putting an effort out to be a part of the group. You've earned the respect. You've earned the right to be heard. These people, however, don't want to go through that process. It's like gloating without an accomplishment. They want the reward, they want the praise, but they don't want to put the work in. So they seek to undermine other people and cut off the older members of a group and, create their own little miniature following. Like, oh, look, I know what this means, and haha, I get the in-joke, and, I'm a part of you guys, and once they weasel their way in there, they fuck the community into the ground. And they are everywhere. I mean, you will see them everywhere. I guarantee that if you think about it, you've been a member somewhere for a long time, and you've seen this person come in. And don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about, somebody who has a penchant for spamming. I don't give a shit if you want to post 5,000, times in a day. Knock yourself out. That's not necessarily a criteria to be somebody who has a syndrome. It's one of the things they do. Like I said, they pretend to know what they're talking about. They try to get themselves out there as much as they can, and they seek to divide a community. And this person has. This person has ruined this place. And I look forward to crushing them. I look forward to driving them off and to trying to restore that place to what it was.